Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Willoughby. I'm a plastic surgeon. I've got one of my plastic surgery best friends here, Dr. Christine Nicholas. We're going to look at Simon Cowell's face, see if we think he's had anything done. What has Simon Cowell done to his face? Well, let's have a look and we'll see what we think. Did Simon Cowell have Botox? Okay, so between those, so we're looking at the first two photos there. Looks good. I mean, one thing that strikes me between the two, his skin color looks a lot better. So could be makeup, probably a laser of some sort, some resurfacing or some laser work to help with pigmentation. I think his face looks fuller.
Yeah, it definitely looks fuller. He's lost his crow's feet, so he's obviously has had Botox. His forehead wrinkles have softened. You don't seem to see those 11s he has in between his brows.
I have to say, I like his eyelids. So his eyelids look normal. So he might not have had anything done here. So a blepharoplasty is the term for an upper eyelid lift. You have to be cautious about a blepharoplasty in a man because if you do it in a way that makes the arc look really smooth and even, it looks feminine.
Right.
So this is generally, in men, in general terms, a good looking brow because there's a bit more irregularity and that looks natural. So his face does look fuller. So whether he's had some filler or some fat grafting, I think that's very possible between the two. So, and his you're absolutely right about
his crow's feet
his crow's feet are
I
gone.
just think, I mean, it could be that he has a lot of makeup on too, because you can see his skin tone is significantly improved. I mean, he might have started actually caring about his skin regimen, maybe using a retinol, really focusing on his skin quality, but I would assume that he's also has some makeup on here.
Yeah, for sure. Has Simon had a facelift between the two? Oh wow, that looks strikingly different.
These look like two different people.
It totally does.
Do you know what? When you look at this picture, you can definitely see that he's filled or had fat grafting to his lower lid area.
Absolutely.
You can see those big hollows on the left, and then they're completely filled. And I would actually say probably overfilled, because now you've lost the junction between his cheeks and his lower lid, and that tends to make people look puffy, like as if it's not. It's kind of the opposite look of what you want, because you want to look rested, but here he just looks kind of stunned. I think that there's just really no junction between his cheek and his lower lid.
And that can also be too much Botox. Because if you have too much Botox, your face doesn't animate normally. So
it's hard to know if he's had a facelift.
I agree, because he has some facial hair too that's high. So a facelift will do this, and it can also help lift the neck as well. It's hard to tell because you would often assess the jowls, and he's making different expressions in those two pictures, and he's got facial hair that kind of covers that.
What is interesting on Dr. Willoughby's comments about his eyelids, like if you look at this picture now, we actually can see more skin above his eyes than we could before.
So it could be a brow lift.
I'm wondering whether and if you look at the shape of his brows, it doesn't really look like he's had hair removed, but they definitely are more arched than they were before. So it's possible that he's had an endoscopic brow lift where he would hide his scars in his hairline and you wouldn't see them. I think that's quite a possibility there.
And a little bit of Botox here to get one of those little eyebrow lifts that can give you a little bit more curve to your brow. And if you overdo that, you call it a Spock brow. Not a good look.
Well, fascinating is a word I use for the unexpected.
So, okay, let's move on to the next one.
I would say that was not a good look anyways, without the Spock.
I personally like a little bit of Spock for myself, a little bit of a brow lift. Okay, did he get cheek implants?
I don't think so. I think his cheek is full of filler. This is a very classic look of a lot of people who continuously get filler and don't stop. I've seen this on just regular people who have come into my own office. I don't think he's had cheek implants because, why would you do that now that you have fillers?
Yeah. I think I agree. He's had filler there. Or fat grafting.
And you know what? It doesn't look good. That's the problem.
It looks a bit unnatural. It's too like the bottom half of his face looks, they don't match, the top and the bottom. Because it's almost like the upper third of his face, the eyes are too close to the bottom of that third. I don't know.
Yeah, it's too much. I think the problem is as you get older, you definitely lose fat in your cheeks. And instead of addressing the true problem, which is the laxity or, sagging of all the tissues, people just overfill it. And so it doesn't look good. It just doesn't. You can't make up for the fact that now you're aging and your skin and your fat have fallen down, and just filling up your cheeks with filler or fat isn't really going to get you that look of what you looked like when you were younger.
Yeah, I personally think a good facelift looks way
Would
better.
look way better
than
than what he's
overdoing
done.
fillers. Okay, what about Simon's teeth? First of all, we're not dentists.
Well, we're not dentists. We don't know, but I think that's pretty obvious. How do you go from perfectly shaped teeth to what he had before? I mean, his hair looked pretty good before.
I liked his hair before, too. I liked his teeth
was looking
before,
good.
too. He said, I don't know.
I don't
that could
know
be
why
veneers.
everyone gets veneers. I mean, this is very obvious he's had veneers. Nobody's teeth look like, I don't want to say chiclets. I don't know if anyone knows what chiclets are anymore.
Smile.
But that's what it looks like. They look like white perfect squares.
Yeah, they're too regular. Okay.
But once again, disclaimer, we're not dentists, we don't know.
Exactly. They don't cover teeth in medical school, really. Other than if you break your jaw.
Oh, he was a cute look. Like now we're looking at a picture of him in his childhood. Look at him. He looks like a cute kid.
In this little fire
Perfectly
engine
normal.
Halloween costume.
Ooh, moody teenager.
And
now we're looking at 1980.
Yeah.
I think that was very
I
classic.
would not even know that was him.
I actually
He's a
think he
good-looking
looks
guy.
very good in 1990.
Yeah,
like he looks
good-looking guy.
normal.
Yeah.
I mean, that nose looks very natural and nice. His cheeks look good. Actually, everything looks good. He should have just left things as they are, to be very honest. And even in 2000, he looks very
good.
natural and very, very normal.
I can see, though, how if you're in an industry where your looks are constantly being scrutinized, which is not what we're doing here right now.
No, never. We never do
You
that.
can see how there's nothing wrong. I mean, we're plastic surgeons. We totally get it. We do these procedures to patients. There's nothing wrong with wanting to tweak something, especially if you're in an industry where your looks are so important. Like, I get it.
But I think the goal should be that you look natural. I think that would be the goal. Like, you should look like a slightly better version of yourself.
Yes.
But you don't want people to go around and say, ooh, what did he do to his face?
Exactly. You want people to say, like, you look really well rested.
Well
and
rested.
I don't know why, but you look really good. That's what you
Exactly.
want.
You don't want two plastic surgeons looking at your pictures and saying, ugh, what did you do? Exactly. And that's what's happened to 2004. Whatever has happened here, I don't know what's gone on with his chin. Something's happened here. I don't really know.
And the cheek fillers, that really stands out to me.
He's probably fake tanning. I think this was an era where you shouldn't do that.
It's so bad for your skin.
Yeah, but it looks like he might be actually just tanning, but either way, I don't think that is a look we aspire to anymore.
Yeah. 2000, he looks really good there.
I think he
looks good.
I think this is normal. Like, he is a man now in, what was he, like 40s, 50s? And this is what you want to look like. I don't think there's anything wrong with this.
And there's nothing wrong with some wrinkles. They look natural. It means that your face is moving when you talk. Looks good.
It looks
Less
good.
is more. 2000.
And now he looks bad.
Changed. I wouldn't say he looks bad.
But look at his eye shape. Something has happened here. I think I
don't think his eye shape has changed
but
much.
things are sagging on his mid-face. I don't know what's happened here. I think he's probably had Botox around his eyes. Something's happened here.
I think he's had some filler, and the filler's a bit uneven because I think you're
could
seeing
be.
that in his cheeks.
But there just seems
still looks good.
There seems to be something that's happened in his brows and his eyes. I would say you see that?
Botox.
It's going to be Botox. It's definitely going to be Botox, and I don't know what they did with the application, but
I think what they've done, they've probably put Botox in his frontalis, and his brows are
too low. Yeah,
his brows have come down a bit because there's only one muscle that elevates the brow. That's the frontalis muscle. It has fibers that run this way, so when they contract, you get the lines that go this way.
You want to be really careful when you get Botox on your forehead. Because this is what can happen. You can end up with quite a heavy set brow, which on a male is okay, but on a female, certainly it does look a little bit atypical and is not really something that you want to try and have.
It's not the most flattering photo because the
really much of a
light is
change
so
here.
bright. I think he's had his cheeks
Probably had
look
some more fillers.
filler.
Yeah, he's definitely had more
cheeks
fillers
look
in his
fuller.
cheek. And as we said before, like, this is the problem. You start getting fillers, You keep getting
keep
fillers.
going. You go back and they're like, let's do a little more. We did half a tube this time. Let's do a full tube because it's been a year.
We're starting to realize that maybe fillers don't completely disintegrate. So you got to be careful, because I know we often think that you should get it done every year, but maybe you might want to extend that, because as you can see with Simon Cowell, it looks like they're continuously adding more and more filler to his cheeks.
Yeah. Okay, 2018. Yeah, he's overdone it now. So his face looks.
It looks like he's
broader.
gained weight,
I was
but
gonna say his face looks fatter, but I don't mean that to be mean.
But his face does look fatter. But it's not fat. It's artificial filler. That's what's happened here. And I don't know why do people's skin get so shiny?
I'd love to see him from the side.
I
See
would.
his chin from the
see
side.
what he's done with his chin, because then we could tell if he's had a neck lift or anything like that.
I don't think he's had a neck. You can't tell from that photo.
You can't tell. You can't tell. And you can't even tell if he's had a facelift at this point, because if he has, it doesn't.
I don't think
good.
he has. I don't think he has, because he's still got, reasonably prominent nasolabial folds. He's got some jowls, which are normal features of an aging face, by the way. Okay. And then what does he say about plastic surgery? Lots of things you could do now.
I probably did a little bit too much Botox. You did.
Because everyone on TV has it. He's not wrong. I have it.
He's not wrong. We both get Botox, but we don't look like Simon Cowell, so.
Yeah.
He was
Okay,
right.
so let us know, guys. What do you think? Do you agree with our assessments? Do you have any comments? Let us know. And if there's anyone else's face you'd like us to have a look at, just let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.